There is a sound you only hear in the deepest parts of the Appalachian cave systems. It's not the sound of dripping water. It's not the shifting of rocks. It's a rhythmic, wet clicking sound. Like 1,000 fingernails tapping on a hollow skull. My name is Kale. I spent 6 years as a search and rescue specialist, specifically trained for vertical recovery, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm the guy they send down the holes that nobody else wants to touch. I used to believe that when someone went missing in a cave, it was just bad luck. A slip. A tight squeeze. A flashlight that died at the wrong time. I don't believe in luck anymore. I believe in the things that wait for the lights to go out. In 2004, a girl named Maya vanished from a campsite in the Great Smoky Mountains. She was 8 years old. The search lasted 3 weeks. We turned over every leaf, searched every crevice. We found nothing. No hair, no blood, no footprints. It was like the earth had simply opened up and swallowed her whole. Fast forward to last month. A group of amateur spelunkers found a new entrance to a cave system 3 miles from that original campsite. They reported seeing something small moving in the shadows. I was sent in to scout. The entrance was narrow. A squeeze that felt like the mountain was trying to crush my ribs. But after 20 feet, it opened up into a cathedral-sized chamber. My headlamp cut through the darkness, reflecting off the damp limestone walls. And then I heard it. Click. Click click. Click. I froze. I've heard every animal in these woods. This was different. This was deliberate. I panned my light toward the back of the chamber. Sitting on a ledge, about 10 feet up, was a girl. She was wearing a tattered, faded pink shirt. The same shirt from the 2004 missing persons poster. Maya. I whispered. She turned her head. The movement wasn't human. It was fast. Jerky. Like an insect. When the light hit her face, my heart stopped. She was still 8 years old. The same freckles. The same gap in her front teeth. But her skin looked like translucent parchment. You could see the blue veins pulsing underneath, thick and dark like worms. And her eyes weren't brown anymore. They were milky white, covered in a thick, wet film. She wasn't looking at me. She was listening to me. Maya, my name is Kale. I'm here to take you home. I took a step forward. My boot crunched on something brittle. I looked down. The floor wasn't stone. It was a carpet of bones. Thousands of them. Small animals, deer, and things that looked disturbingly like human femurs. Maya didn't speak. She didn't cry. She opened her mouth, and that wet clicking sound came out. But it wasn't coming from her throat. It was coming from behind her. Out of the darkness behind the ledge, 3 more figures emerged. They looked like men, but their limbs were too long. Their joints were swollen and knobby. They were naked, their skin the color of a fish's belly. And they were all clicking in unison. Everything in my SAR training says, do not panic. Stay calm. Assess the threat. But there is no protocol for seeing an 8-year-old girl being guarded by things that shouldn't exist. Is she one of you? I asked, my voice trembling. One of the tall ones tilted its head. It mimicked my voice perfectly. One of you. It sounded like it was learning how to use a human tongue for the first time. Then Maya spoke. Kale, she said. Her voice was exactly as it would have been 20 years ago. Small. Innocent. It's not so bad in the dark. You stop feeling the hunger after a while. I didn't wait. I turned and dove back into the squeeze. I felt hands, cold, clammy, fingerless hands, grabbing at my boots. I kicked. I screamed. I crawled until my fingernails bled. I burst out of the cave entrance into the moonlight, gasping for air that didn't smell like rot and wet limestone. I didn't stop running until I hit the ranger station. The official report says I suffered from cave delirium due to low oxygen levels. They sealed the cave with 5 tons of concrete the next morning. They said it was for public safety because of the unstable structure. But I saw the men who came to do the job. They weren't construction workers. They didn't have company logos on their trucks. They had government plates. And they wore heavy-duty ear protection, even when they weren't using the drills. I'm sitting in my house now. It's midnight. I keep the lights on. Every single one of them. But here is the thing that keeps me awake. Last night, I was sitting in my kitchen. I heard a sound coming from inside the walls. Click. Click click. Click. Then, a small, innocent voice whispered through the electrical outlet. Kale, the concrete didn't work. We found the pipes. If you're ever in a national park and you see a hole in the ground that looks just a little too perfect, or if you hear a sound that sounds like tapping but has a heartbeat, don't look inside. Because once you see them, they decide that you belong to the dark, too. Have you ever seen something in a cave that the map said didn't exist? Tell me in the comments. And please, leave a light on. Subscribe to the Midnight Files. Some secrets are buried for a reason.